Today's Manor Lords episode might just be our biggest yet. We finally get that stone church, our economy explodes with growth, and we even managed to reach level 3 burgages, all while fighting off our envious neighbors. So grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the video. Now in the last episode we were out and about, fighting wars all over the place and defending our lands. And while we were doing that, the king actually imposed upon us a royal tax. Now that is an annual amount of money that we need to pay to the king, and that is collected directly from our treasury. Now to meet with this demand, I went ahead and increased the amount that we tax the populace. We went from 10% tax to 25% tax. And just to make sure that we have enough money to cover this annual tax, we really need to start getting burgages to level 3. We've been working on that for a couple of episodes and we still haven't achieved it yet. Now, the things we need for level 3 burgages right now are garments and animal produce or fruit. Now, you remember our gigantic orchard. I'd imagine this is going to produce enough fruit for the village once it gets going, but that's not quite ready yet. And we've also got the sheep, which are reproducing. They are producing wool, just not quite enough yet to meet the demands of our growing city. So with that in mind, while we wait for these systems to grow a bit, I think we're going to import some clothes, or at least some wool and thread, as well as fruits, so that we could get our burgages up to level 3 sooner rather than later. Now we have good cash flow, we have a good economy going with our bows and all of our wooden products, so I think we could easily import all those things. We could meet the demand for now. So let's go ahead and set some imports. We also need some ale. We are producing some because of our barley, but we're not producing enough. So, and that's pretty expensive, and that is a big, that is an expensive trade route. We might not import ale, let's at least import the other things. So let's get some wool going. And the other big one is going to be fruits or animal produce, whichever one is cheaper. And quinces are super cheap. I think they're the cheapest option we have. So let's go for quinces. We will import some of these. Set a surplus of 5. So now we should be importing wool and fruit. And if we have a look at one of these small holdings, we could see that garments are going to be taken care of. The animal produce and fruits are going to be taken care of, and that leaves us with the ale, which is a major trade. So unfortunately we cannot trade for it just yet. But that's going to set us well on our way to that. And I think if we manage to get enough money, enough regional wealth, we might just buy the ale trade route and go ahead and do that, because we need a quick way to get burgages up to level 3. And while we wait for those imports to get going, I'd like to upgrade some of these burgage plots that we constructed last episode on the western side of the village. So let's go ahead and get some chickens in this one. We'll upgrade this guy to level 2. I don't want to upgrade all of them as they're quite a bit away from the town center. So I want to get some level 2 holdings here, but I want to also keep some level 1 just for variety. So let's keep this one. We'll get some more chickens as well. I'm getting a bunch of chickens because I want to stock up on those eggs. And we're going to take a break from that because our regional wealth has decreased quite a bit. Now, last episode, we started the upgrade of our wooden church to a stone church. That is well underway. We were only missing some mortar because I forgot to set an import of it. So that is on the way, as well as the roof tiles. And as soon as that is done, we will be able to reveal our new stone church. Before the church is completed, however, I believe September is going to roll around. Now, this year's harvest isn't going to be a major one because many of our fields and most of our bigger fields in the back there, the barley fields, are fallow this year. And so we only have 4 fields to harvest total, so it will not be our biggest harvest. So let's go ahead and assign some more families to the farms. We don't need a huge amount. I believe 4 families should be sufficient. And I'd also like to build another tailor's shop, because currently we only have one, and it's producing woolen clothes, and that is great. But we also have quite a bit of linen in stock from all the flax we've been harvesting in the past couple of seasons. And so I'd like to have a second tailor's shop, always producing the linen clothes. So let's go ahead and assign this house here. Let's upgrade it to level 2. And as soon as it is ready, we will turn it into a tailor shop that specializes in linen. And the yellow player has once again laid claim to our lands. It's like they don't want us to work on our economy at all. So let's go ahead and accept the challenge. Let's have a look at the battlefield. It is once again in Passwag. So let's go ahead and send our units in there. We have a stronger militia this time around. And we've also got quite a bit of money to hire some mercenaries. So we should be okay. And peace has been declared already. All we had to do was get our men into the battlefield region. I think the enemy army took too long to get into position, and so we won by default. So let's send everybody back home. And we finally have a stone church. That'll go a long way towards keeping our citizens happy for tier number 3. As well as a second tailor shop. So let's go ahead and set the tailor to linen production. And we've also got quite a bit of barley in stock. And so with the barley, we'll make ale. We've got the church level 3, and we've got the clother's shop, the tailor, up and running now. So all we need are the fruits or animal produce. And if we have a look over here, we do have some quinces, apples, and some meats. So I believe we're going to be able to upgrade some burgages to level 3 very soon. And our current lumberjack's work area has been completely cleared of trees. So let's go ahead and move the camp. We'll relocate it a bit further away. And once it's built, we'll start harvesting the trees around this area. So let's assign some people back to work. And let's set the work area to these trees, this zone behind right here. So we've got one lumberjack working at this camp. And 2 families working at the other lumberjack camp. And we've also got those 2 foresters' huts that we set up. Now this one is fully operational with 2 families. And the second one is as well, and those trees are actually already growing. They're pretty big, so that's going good. That's good news. And now that the church is built, we have a nice surplus of construction materials, dressed stone and rubble stone as well. So I think it's time we upgrade those walls we were looking at upgrading in the last episode. Let's see if we've got enough. And no, we do not have enough. We need almost 30 dressed stone for this wall. And gate. And what if we upgrade the other one as well? That would be a total of 40 dressed stone. So let's go ahead and double our surplus of it, because I think I set it only to a surplus of 20. So let's go ahead and put that to 40, shall we? Oops, not 2,200, but 40. And once we've got that, we'll upgrade both walls and the gate all at once. And I just realized while looking at our stocks that our barley is not going down and our malt is not going up. And I actually forgot to assign someone to the malt house. So that would explain our ale shortage. So let's go ahead and get some people back to work. Now we're going to need to remove someone from somewhere else because we've got no more families available. And I've also gone ahead and added a family to the marketplace. So we're going to have one more food stall because the stalls were maxed out in their supply capacity. So those new fruits we were importing were probably not getting distributed to the burgages. And we are running low on housing and free families. So I think we're going to build some more burgages when we're going to build them right here. So let's go ahead and build the road and fill that out with houses. And yet another claim has come in, this time from the blue player, so it might be a little bit more serious. So once again, let's go ahead and rally the troops. And we will hire some mercenaries, although we don't have a whole lot of money. Now, we can only hire the local thugs, but if we had one more piece of gold, we could hire the Brotherhood of the Forest. So I think we'll wait a little bit and try and hire them instead, because the bandits, well, the bandits kind of suck. So let's not waste our money on those. And we've won once again. We defeated one of the band of raiders while all of their friends stayed behind and watched, and just defeating them apparently just ended the whole war. So let's send everyone back home again and get them back to work. I think the warfare aspect of the game needs a serious rework, if you ask me, because this has been 4 or 5 wars now that are won by basically just eliminating one enemy unit, and it takes a whole bunch of time, takes all your population away from your economic centers, taking them to a battlefield to fight a fight that lasts for about 10 seconds, and then you have to bring everyone back, and it's, well, right now I think it's kind of a mess. And it needs to be worked on for sure. I'd much rather see Hooded Horse and the developers work on refining some of the current aspects of the game instead of adding new things like they seem to be doing. Now there's a new patch that was just announced, and there's going to be a rework of the Burgages. So that's great. I know they worked on a lot of bug fixes, so that's also great news. But before adding anything else, I think they really need to refine a lot of mechanics, and warfare is probably the first among them. And here I'd like to make a second sheep pen, because our first one is completely filled up. We've got 33 animals in there. But we're not producing enough wool, so I think we're going to make the pens a little bit bigger. So we're going to extend it. And that'll give us some room to have some more sheep. And while we were fighting those wars, the green player has been attacked by raiders, and he was unable to defend his village. And now this is the result. Everything is on fire, the populace is panicking, and frame rates are dropping. So we'll see what happens with this guy. If possible, we might even try to invade right after this, because he's going to be completely helpless. So we might be able to take over some lands, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And this is why we have an armed militia and a retinue at the ready to defend against threats like this. This could have been us in the earlier episodes when we were faced with the raiders. And looking closer at our sheep and wool production, it's actually been booming. Now, the problem we were having is the wool wasn't being transformed into clothes, but the problem was not the sheep themselves. As you can see, we have 95 wool in stock. The problem was actually the weaver. At the weaver's workshop, we only had one family working there, so we're going to go ahead and max it out. And so we're going to get some more yarn production for those clothes. And that should hopefully help us along. And we'll also import some more fruits, because the requirements for the level 3 burgages are still not getting met. So that tells me that we do not have enough. Although we do have a surplus of 5 quinces. Let's also add... Well, actually, let's just increase that surplus to 10. So that should be good. We are getting some nice surpluses of meat, though, and animal produce as well. So I don't know why those houses are not getting supplied. We have 16 egg surplus. We've got 5 milk. We've got a bunch of meats. I don't know. I'm not too sure why the requirements aren't getting met. And it is September once again, and we were low on free families, so I had to pull some families away from the logging industry and the forestry to go work the farms. I think I may have gone a bit heavy on the small holding conversions, because we're really running low on families. That should be fixed next year, however, because we just built a bunch of new houses. And I'll make sure to not convert those to small holdings. If you remember correctly, the small holding families only work on their property and do not do any work outside of that. And so you have to be careful with how many houses you convert to small holdings. So let's go ahead and assign everyone to the farms. And let's let them do their thing for the second harvest of the episode. While the harvest is going on, we'll also build some more backyards for the newly constructed buildings. We'll put an apiary right next to our orchard, because apiaries have a nice bonus. They stack with the orchards and they increase the efficiency and the yield of said orchard. So let's build one of those. And we'll actually build a second one behind it. So let's go full on bonus mode. And good news, some of the houses are now finally getting their animal produce and fruits requirements fulfilled thanks to our surplus of eggs. However, the ale is not getting fulfilled, even though we've got 93 ale in stock. So I was taking a look at the tavern, the small tavern, mind you, which only has one family working there. And if we have a look at the supply and demand, you can see that most of the houses are red. Only 2 houses are actually supplied with ale. So we cannot, unfortunately, add another family to work here. But what we can do is upgrade the size of the tavern, make it a large tavern, and perhaps at that size we could add more families in there as employees. So let's go ahead and upgrade the tavern. Now we'll have to wait for the harvest to finish because everyone is currently employed in the fields. And there we have it. The tavern has been upgraded. Now, we can actually add more families, so that is great. I think we'll start by maxing it out to get everyone the supply as quickly as possible. And if we don't need 3 families working there, we'll just remove one after a while. The harvest has also been completed, so we now have a bunch of barley and wheat grain. So let's add somebody to the windmill to transform all of that into flour. And we're now in a great place. We've got a whole lot of crafting materials, and we've also got a bunch of ale. We're getting some clothes now. See, we're at 34 clothes. So that is fantastic. And if we have a look at the food side of things, we have some apples. We have 48 apples. That means that there has been a harvest of the orchard, because we're not importing any apples. So that means we've got the first batch of apples ever. So that's fantastic news. So we basically have all the requirements to get level 3 burgages. Let's have a look quickly if we can upgrade. And yes, there are some buildings that we can upgrade. I'm very excited. These 3 houses here are ready to get to the next level. So let's go ahead and upgrade them. These 3 will be the first ones. And we don't have enough wealth for all 3 of them, so let's start with the first one. But that's fantastic news. We're there now. Level 3 we've reached it finally after 7 or 8 episodes. And I don't want to upgrade all the buildings, obviously. For those of you who have seen my my short video about making realistic-looking medieval cities, one of the tips in there is to upgrade the buildings that are in the city center, upgrade them as much as you can, and as you go, you radiate outwards. You don't upgrade them as much. So level 3 buildings in the middle, surrounded by level 2 buildings in the suburbs, and then as you get out closer to your fields and your logging areas, you could keep those houses at level 1. So it creates a nice feeling of rural, suburban, and urban centers. So for now, I think our center is really close to the marketplace and all of that, close to the tavern as well. So this main street will probably be level 3 buildings, and this one as well, where we have the bowyer and the woodworker, the joiner. And I think we'll end the episode on this note. It was a very economic focused episode after last episode's focus on warfare, so it feels good to upgrade the city a bit. We reached some major milestones today, upgrading the church and reaching new heights with level 3 burgages. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. In the next episode, we will turn our attention to the castle, where we look to improve our seat of power. Thanks for watching.